So you really do not like selling. You're like, oh my God, Mary, you're telling me I have to sell. Yes, I'm telling you, you have to sell. So what does that look like exactly? What does really selling look like when you are a therapist or a health provider or a clinician or a practitioner? This is not something that we were taught in school, right? We are taught to provide a service and people will come to us. So we were sold a bill of goods, guys. We were sold a bill of goods in grad school on this fact. We were taught that number one is, as service providers, as clinicians, and as helpers, as therapists, as chiropractors, as et cetera, right? That we are literally exchanging the value of our singular hour, our time, for some cash, for some money, or to be reimbursed with insurance. So we bought into this concept that was value exchange. What we were not taught was how to actually build a sustainable, profitable, fun business where we could deliver meaning and make a lot of money. So often people were taught to, just put your thing on Psychology Today, or get on insurance panels, or ask for a doctor referral, or, just put up a website. Let me tell you the problem with just doing those things. Because of course, sure, have a website, right? Sure, make connections with doctors and referrals, or whatever referral party would support your business. Whether maybe you're doing something like you're coaching and you want to connect with yoga instructors or health professionals or dietitians, or maybe you're a dietitian. So sure, there's some like overlap where you want to update people and let them know what your services are, what you're offering. This is the problem, is that most people don't even do that bare minimum reaching out to people. No one was taught how to effectively market. No one was taught what's the real reason that you even need a website. So let me tell you, number one, don't invest in a website if you don't know who your ideal client is. You don't really know what your offer is. I want to encourage you to move away from the dollar per hour model. I believe so strongly that it's a failed model. This is what I teach my clients, really, how to leverage their superior knowledge, right? And when I say superior knowledge, I'm not trying to be pompous or snotty or anything like that. This is the thing that you have to remember, that you, by virtue of your wisdom and your experience and your educational knowledge, sorry, the cat's right there in the background, know more than your ideal client. You never need to be more than, like, if you are 3 to 10 steps ahead of your ideal clients, you know more than they do, right? Even if you and I would be colleagues and peers in many settings, right? I know how to build businesses. I know how to teach my clients how to develop a leveraged business model. So even if you and I are the same as far as all of our education, I know something more than you do. That's the way it is with your clients, no matter what kind of service that you're providing. So the point here is, if you're not crystal clear on what your offer is, and I don't just mean I work with everybody and I'm a generalist and it's $120 an hour, and if I do an intake, it's $175. That is not going to allow you the time freedom and the financial freedom that you want. Look, this is the truth. You've got all your initials behind your name. You've got all of the education. There will be a point, and probably if you're watching it, you're probably at that point where you're having this dawning, like, oh my God, there's only so many hours in a week. There's only so many hours in a week. And after a while, we get fried and burnt out. And the reality is that there's some resentment that can happen. So what I'm going to encourage you is back to selling, what we were starting to talk about. First of all, let me just remove the stigma around selling. It gets a bad rap. The truth is, no matter what, even if you're still in your service provider mode as opposed to your CEO business hat on, right? You own a business, you want to run a business so you can make money, so you can leverage your time, so you can reach more people. The truth of the matter is, no matter what you're doing with another human being, it's selling. I don't care whether it's selling your kid, little Bobby, pick up your, it's really a good idea for you to clean your room before you go out and play. That way you can chill. Or with my daughter, right? Like, get your chores done in the morning and then you can relax. Or with when I was a clinician, a practicing psychotherapist, by the way, I'm Mary Bickno. I am with Bold Life and Biz, and this is for women specifically who are in the mental health wellness professions, who are service providers, coaches, or consultants who want to make more income, want to have a big impact. I like to think of it as meaning and money. And frankly, you just don't know how to put on a business hat. Or you're at a level where you're running your business and it's just not getting you. You're not getting the traction. It feels more like a job to you than an actual profitable business. But back to selling, the reality is we're always constantly selling. So if you don't know what you're offering on your website, don't build a website. Don't put it on there. Most of the time people have hesitancies around selling is because, number one, they're not really crystal clear on what their offer is and the value. They're not sure of what the value exchange is with a potential client. And because they're not sure of how to articulate the value exchange, they feel nervous about selling. The next thing is you don't have a process in which you constantly are getting new potential customers or new leads, new prospects, whatever term you like to use for that, new people that you get the opportunity to work with. You don't have a process and a system for attracting them. And then let's just say you attract a bunch of people and now you don't necessarily have the script for what to say, how to say things that aren't salesy, let me tell you, just as a side note, what's the biggest mistake people have when they are on their calls, their sales calls or their discovery calls, or should we work together calls, is they over deliver. They try and answer every question. I did that in the beginning. I had 35 no's in a row. Why? Because as a therapist, I want to answer questions. I don't want people in pain. I wanted to be able to provide for them. What I realized is that was a huge mistake because I was just putting a BandAid on it in that 45-minute conversation, as opposed to really understanding what that prospective client needed, really being able to convey the value of the services I provided, the coaching package that I provided over a length of time to give accountability and support, what the steps would be for that transformation, that solution to the problem that woman came to me with. Instead, I was like, try this, do this, that. And I feel kind of bad now, guys. So these are the reasons why probably you're having some hesitancy around selling. So today, here's your bold action steps. Today, I want you to sit down and really think about, do I have a business hat on? Do I have a business hat on, or am I just acting like a service provider? Of course, we still provide services even when we own a business. So I know someone's going to say that. This is my point. When you're just showing up like, I'm a therapist, I'm a dietitian, I'm a chiropractor, and you're not in, I run a business that reaches people and helps people. It is a shift. It is a mindset shift that needs to happen for you to have the freedom that you want. So your bold action step is sit down and really think, like, what would a CEO look like? Ooh. Be curious if you have some hesitancy, some reaction to that. What does a CEO look like? How can I show up in my business as a CEO? I want you to write down what is the value that you're offering your potential clients and your current clients. How can you narrow your niche? How can you narrow your offer so you're speaking to one person and not like, I'm a generalist. I can help everybody lose 20 pounds. I can help everybody have a better back. I can help everybody, no, don't do that. There's a saying in marketing. This is one of the things I teach my clients is when you're speaking to everyone, you're speaking to no one. You're just lost. But when you learn how to speak directly to the ideal client, she is like thankful, because she thinks that you get her and you understand her. Now, and finally, write down, I think of myself as a salesperson and what that means. Like, start having the conversation with your thoughts in your head around what it's like for you to think about embodying that you are actually selling your services, selling yourself, selling your business, selling what's capable within your company. Really think about that. Really think about that. Because if you have some hesitancies there, that's where you need to start. So I want to have you enjoy the day. If you have more questions and you need a business mindset breakthrough call, there's a link somewhere wherever you're watching this. Make sure that you hit subscribe and follow these videos every week. You're also welcome to join my free Facebook group, and this is for women business owners, clinicians, consultants, service providers, wellness professionals, women who want more, women who really are ready to have a big, bold life in biz. Really, you are ready to have more meaning, have more money, and you want to have more free time. And you want to do the thing that you love to do. You want to get paid well for it, and you want to have off. You don't want to be resentful to people because you're working all the time. So I will look forward to your call, and I'll see you inside the group. Enjoy the day.